we're going to wrap up today this subject matter of reliable men. I love this particular passage of Scripture where Paul is challenging Timothy to find reliable men and to teach him the things that Paul taught him and to expect them to go on and teach others. And this last component in verse 6 of a reliable man that Paul is explaining to Timothy deals with the hardworking farmer. And it says the hardworking farmer should be the first to receive a share of the crops. And, I kind of dwelled on this for a little while and reflected. But you see, the farmer, when it comes to a farmer, strength must come from his own crops. Right? Strength has got to come from his own crops. And I texted a friend this morning and I said, the farmer works hard. His strength comes from his own crops. We can't sit idle. We must go into the fields when the opportunity presents itself. And we will have to work harder at certain times compared to others. And our job as reliable men is to discern when that time is. There's multiple proverbs that even talk about we can't just sit around and expect, the fields to do their thing. No, there is a time to go plant. There is a time to be in the fields. There is a time to put in the work. And being from Lancaster County, the whole phrase of, hey, there's a time to make hay. When the weather is good and the radar or the forecast is not looking good, we will see farmers in their fields late at night making hay because you don't want that hay to get wet. You need that stuff to be dried out. And I think when it comes to the hard-working farmer, he gets strength from the work that he puts forth because it's the work that he puts forth that brings the crops that fuel his body, that gives him the food he needs. Now, we don't necessarily live in an agricultural society like they did when Paul was speaking to Timothy here. We can go to the grocery store and buy our food because we've got, thank God, great farmers who provide that food for us. But you see, in this day, agriculture was a big deal. If you didn't plant your own food, you weren't going to survive. And so today's world is much different, but the bottom line, guys, is that in order to be a reliable man, we have to understand that we have to take responsibility for our own life. We have to take responsibility like the farmer takes responsibility. We have to be willing to put the extra work in. Yes, we are called to Sabbath and we are called to rest. No doubt about it. It's the first thing that God calls man to do. He says, hey, accept what I've gifted you here, what I've created, and I want you to rest. However, we also know that the farmer works hard. There's going to come a season when we need to invest the right way. We need to make sure that we're hiring the right way. There's a time and a place to invest heavily and to put the extra hours in. You see, because the opportunity is presenting itself and it lines up with God's timing and his will. And that's what a reliable man knows. A reliable man knows and discerns when that time is. Discern when that time is, men. And when you are looking to mentorship, when you're looking for that reliable man, you find that man that's willing and ready and open to this idea of, hey, it's time to put some work forth so that I can look Jesus in the eyes and Jesus will tell me, well done, good and faithful servant. Lazy men don't make great proteges. Overworked men don't make great proteges. But farmers, men that know when it's time to rest and when it's time to work, they are reliable men. And they make excellent proteges. We'll talk to you guys next time.